catch up on video highlights of last weekend's racing action in Weekend Racing Wrap, including IndyCar's doubleheader at Detroit, F3 and DTM action from the Hungaroring and NASCAR at Pocono. Results spoilers are hidden by default. Use the buttons below to reveal race reports. DTMPaul di Resta took his first pole position in 2 years for the opening race, but could he convert it to his first win of the season? Meanwhile, Auer took pole position, but it was the heavy rain and resulting chaos that created the story of the race. Di Resta did take the win, but had to fight for it after losing out in the pit stops. He fought back past Muller on the outside of Turn 1 with a small amount of contact, and Lucas Auer led him through to the lead on lap 23 as the former F1 driver proved quicker. The second race started in the draw, but rain came down on lap 4, causing chaos. In a slippery pit lane, race-leading Auer, along with Eduardo Mortara and Bruno Spengler, all crashed in separate incidents, resulting in injured marshals and pit crew and a red flag. After the race restarted, it was Marco Wittmann who took the win ahead of Timo Glock and Philipp Eng. European Formula 3 Dan Ticktum returned to F3 following his sojourn to Japan and took a pair of pole positions for Motopark, the third going to High-Tech's Enam Mohamed. Show European Formula 3 race report. Although Alex Palou made a horrendous start from the front row of the grid, pole sitter Dan Ticktum was unable to keep Guan Yu Zhou from taking the lead at the start. Ticktum hit back swiftly, however, and retook the lead. He held it to the end, pursued by a quartet of Prema drivers: Joe, Robert Schwarzman, Mick Schumacher and Ralph Aaron. Ticktum lost his advantage from pole again in race 2, but this time he never reclaimed it and later retired. Enam Mohamed led from lap 1 to the checker, and was joined on the podium by Marcus Armstrong and Palou. Ahmed and Ticktum led the field 1-2 throughout the final race, while a superb start from Schumacher propelled him from 9th on the grid to take the final podium position. Ahmed therefore becomes the first driver to win 2 races this year and leads the points standings heading to the Norris Ring. IndyCar Marco Andretti ended a 5-year pole drought in race 1 while teammate Alexander Rossi mastered wet conditions to lead Sunday's grid. F2 racer Santino Ferrucci made his debut for Coin in place of the injured Pietro Fittipaldi. Scott Dixon mastered the fuel strategy to win race 1 after last year's double winner Graham Rahal crashed out heavily. Dixon was followed by a trio of Andretti cars, Brian Hunter-Reay, Rossi and Marco, the latter swapping places in the closing stages. Rossi led race 2 convincingly from pole position, but Hunter-Reay went on the attack with a 3-stop strategy to Rossi's 2 and closed on his teammate in the final laps. Rossi locked his brakes and went up an escape road with 6 laps remaining, plunging to 12th after a puncture, leaving Hunter-Reay to become the series' 6th winner from 8 races so far. Having lost the points lead on Saturday, Will Power regained it on Sunday with a fine second in a track where Chevrolet were at a disadvantage to Honda. NASCAR Cup Ryan Blaney took his second pole position of the year as NASCAR visited the unusual Pocono Superspeedway. NASCAR Cup race report. Kevin Harvick led more than half of the race but missed out on a 6th win of 2018. Reigning champion Martin Truex Jr. took the second win of his title defense. Over to you. What racing action did you watch last weekend? Let us know in the comments. Next weekend's racing. The following series are in action next weekend. British Touring Car Championship races 10-12, Oulton Park Euro Formula Open races 5-6, Spa-Francorchamps NASCAR Cup Race 15, Michigan World Rally Championship Race 7, Italy World Rallycross Championship Race 5, in Norway. Thanks to Bradley Downton for contributing to this article. Weekend Racing Wrap. Browse all weekend racing wraps.